9/10 remaining. Crowder will inbound. Crowder looking, throws it alley. Oh! Ayton puts it down! He puts it down!
I'm told that the Deandre Ayton extension talks have ended without a deal.
Everyone got a piece of the pie except for him.
DA only played 17 minutes tonight, and so he didn't play most of the fourth quarter. Is there any reason why? Is he hurt or?
It's internal.
We have breaking news. Deandre Ayton has agreed to a 4-year, $133 million maximum offer.
They matched it within minutes.
That saved the Suns 1 year and $40 million. It was bittersweet for Ayton because it makes you feel like, all right, I got my deal, but why didn't they give me the big deal?
It can either push you or it can break you. And so this is going to be an interesting year for him.
You can say that again. This year is off to an interesting start for Deandre Ayton and the Suns. The big man says he has not spoken to Coach Monty Williams since his Game 7 benching versus the Mavs in the second round of last season's playoffs. Ayton's name was floated in sign and trade talks all summer, but ultimately he signed a 4-year, $133 million offer, and they both spoke to the media yesterday.
I haven't spoken to Monty. No, I haven't spoken to him at all. Ever since the game.
If you could talk to Monty, what would you want to tell him?
I can show him better than I can tell him. Nobody really cares about the uncomfortable nature about it. You know, it's how you perform and what you're going to bring to the table. What's set is already set, so I'm here, man, and the only thing I can possibly do is, you know, try my best to help these guys win.
I haven't talked to a bunch of our guys. As I said earlier this summer, like they needed a break from me, the gym. Unless you were in the gym like every day, I've had interactions with everybody, but talking to guys about deep stuff, there's a number of guys I haven't talked to.
By all accounts, Monty is one of the best coaches in the league, a coach of the year, and he's someone that has definitely been referred to as a player's coach, so it's definitely surprising to see that this has gotten to this point. I'd like to welcome in Anscape's Marc Spears. Marc, starting with you, how did we get here?
Whew, where do I start? Let's start with the contract, right? I mean, I think Deandre Ayton felt like, do you really want me? You know, the Nets, the Suns did not sign him to the 5-year deal. That cost him 1 year and $40 million. And so that certainly is something that caused the ire of him. I was told that it was Robert Sarver who didn't want to give him that 5th year, who wanted to save the money. And so there's that part. And then obviously the Game 7, the way the Suns season ended, there was a lot of embarrassment on his side. There was verbal dealing with him and Monty that obviously that they haven't got on the same page with. But after that Game 7, Deandre Ayton went to Santa Barbara to P3. He worked out for a month, and he decided to just get real serious about the game of basketball on a different level. He's in great shape, and he wants people to think about that series he had against the Pelicans, how he's shown that he could be a featured player with the Suns. And so when he said about Monty, hey, like, I'm going to show him, I think he wants to show that he's an all-star, that he could be the number 2 at times when needed, the number 1 option offensively. And smiley, jokey DA, I think he's gone. This is a business to him now, and I think he's coming in with a really serious mentality to be a force with the Suns.
You know, Marc, you said something really important there, which is who Deandre Ayton in his mind attributes the idea that he didn't get that max contract to. Does he blame Robert Sarver? Does he blame that front office? Does he blame Monty Williams? And my understanding from talking to people close to Deandre is that he thinks this was Robert Sarver's decision as well. And Robert Sarver's not going to be the owner anymore. So there is some healing that can happen there. But I know, as you said, Marc, there were some hurt feelings over that contract and how that played out. If they were going to instantly match an offer sheet that he signed, why not just give him the max contract? Why not? I mean, yes, it saved him a year and $40 million. But as somebody close to Deandre told me, you know, if there's a karma to this. Why do that to your player, your number 1 overall pick, this guy that you drafted and developed, and then you put him through that, and the message he's hearing is, we don't really believe in you. Now, if he blames Robert Sarver for that, and Sarver is not there anymore, then I think there's an opportunity for healing. But if he has some lingering resentment towards the front office or Monty Williams, then those are things he'll have to heal.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.